Hi everyone. Decided to take my Pioneer graphic equalizer faceplate off and refinish it. I've noticed that there's some scratches right here. You can see the facial scratches, and up here it looks like somebody at one time tried to use something else to kind of sand it right here a little bit. So I'm going to resurface it. What makes it easy is on these old Pioneer 9500 SG model, all of the engravings on the entire surface are embedded or etched out, which is nice because then we could just sand it straight across, and the letters and the numbers and everything will stay okay. In fact, we could even spray paint it with some black paint to fill in those. I don't know if I'm going to go that far unless, after I'm done, if it looks like it needs it, I'll just redo it and do it that way. But first of all, I got some 220 grit sandpaper. I'm going to create a sanding deck with another piece of wood jig to hold it down, and I'll resurface that and see what it looks like. So this is before I've done it. I need to take these off, and those are glued on from the factory. I tried to get all the glue off of this one here. I have to kind of work it underneath, and that's what you have to do, is get a razor blade and just go underneath the entire thing, and eventually it'll come out. So anyway, and then pay attention, which ones, because they're different. This one's different. This is the on-off switch. That's what it looks like. This for the on-off switch. The other ones kind of look a little bit different. They're dual, so pay attention to that so you know when to put it back together, which ones go where. So anyway, yeah, so I'm going to start this. I need to take these two off, figure out how to get that off before I can move forward. So that's kind of the first step to do this, and I'll keep you in touch. Yeah, as I've seen this razor blade, make sure if we look at the end of it, one side is beveled and the other side's flat, right? So we want to get the beveled side on the top. So otherwise you're just fighting yourself. Get that in there. Back. Let's see, it's going under now. It's going to be easy. I had an earthquake earlier this morning, so we're kind of on watch here in San Jose. And there was that big one up north a few days ago, killed 2 people. We're all concerned. I remember the 89 here in Loma Prieta. We felt it really strong. So hope everyone's out there has got water and a little food for their pantry. I know a lot of time people this time of year are donating to schools for the needy. So okay, so I got this loose here. Should come out. Watch what's happens to your fingernails when you use them like this. Let's try pushing on the back here. Wiggle it. There it comes. All right, there we go. So one, and then that one there. We're almost done. Okay, so I got this razor blade all the way around. This one's kind of easier because you can see the razor blade go right up to you can stop right there because you don't want to cut off the other side. So I went all the way around. It should just come right out. Wheel it. There we go. Okay, so now I have all of the pieces I videotaped, of course, so I know I'm not going to mess up which ones go where, because you can see all 3 of them are a little bit different. I think maybe these 2 are the same. Anyway, get going here to kind of clean the rest of that up, get the sandpaper out, and do a couple sample tests on the back here just to kind of see what the results will be before you even attempt the front. So I'll get back to you on that. But anyway, we're all set. There's nice flat. As you can see, the lettering on this, it's I can stick my fingernail in there, so it's maybe about a half a millimeter. I'm just going to scuff it up to, it's clean and even. You can see here it's not even, and there's scratches. So this is all we want to do, is do it just enough to where we don't see any more of these from your fingernails and your rings going up and down, and go from there. And they'll bring the value up. When I want to sell this, it'll be almost in mint shape. So anyway, everything else, the corners on this are fairly good shape. Looks like it was well maintained here. This is actually something I inherited from my uncle Fred in Mitzi. It goes back to 1978. He bought this and a Sherwood I think it was a 9110 receiver, which I have, but it needs some work, so another project later. Anyway, let's get going on this. I'm gonna resurface this. I'll show you how it's done. Okay, here I set up a jig now so that when we sand the face of this, it's gonna sand the entire surface. So we have to have this a little bit away from the fence. And I'm going to take the sandpaper here and tape it down to this box that is pretty good and flat, and that will slide it across in one direction with this 220 grit. I'm starting to see what that looks. I'm going to do a couple passes just to take a peek. So this is the P4. Take a real good look at the surface, see if we can show some of the scratches. Hard to say, I'm outside now. Let's see. Yeah. Well, anyway, there's quite a few, like up here. You can see this surface right here. Someone just thought they would take sandpaper, and they can't do that. It'll look ugly like it does. Here's some scratches. So those will all go away, I'm hoping, on a few passes. Don't want to take too much off because we don't want to go down into sand away enough metal to where the letters and everything are scraped off. Okay, so here we go. I'll be right back. Okay, I've been sanding it a little bit, just in one direction. It's starting to come out. I have a ways to go still. There's some areas in here that haven't been touched yet, or this is the area that's clean, and those are the areas that need to be cleaned. So a few more. I also get I heard a Scotch burl pad, clean it back and forth. I'm gonna try that next. So, but we're getting there. Okay, it's getting better. Just keep going. One direction. Use the fence every single time. This is the only tools that we have. Just do that over and over again. Trying to keep pressure evenly across. Keep doing that until it looks really smooth all the way across. Probably another 10 or 15 strokes, I hope. Okay, so I've been scrubbing it for a while. Most areas look really nice and clean. And there's areas here that we still need some more attention. You can see it just hasn't been touched much with the sandpaper. So we'll keep trying to put more pressure in those areas. But what we're looking for pretty much is, nicely, something like that, really good. Okay, so I've been using the 220 grit sandpaper. You can see all the aluminum that's been removed. I kind of brushed off quite a bit. So it's starting to look a much better now. Still a few little scratches here I did with my Brillo pad I need to clean up. And there's a little bit of a stain still right here, and a little bit over here in the corner. I can still feel that I have probably another few mils before I start hitting that paint. So I think it's now I'm going to scuff it up with a Brillo pad, kind of like one of these, but a green one. So I'm going to do that just to kind of scuff it, blend it out. If that doesn't work, just some more sanding. But we're getting really close. You can see I'll get close. You can't see any of those scratches that were there originally. By the way, I'm not selling this Equalizer. This is one of the best equalizers that Pioneer ever made. Super popular, and yeah, it works great. I love it, so I'm not selling it if anybody's wondering. Anyway, I'm almost done. I gotta check a few diode settings, make sure, not diodes, the resistors, make sure resistors haven't faded, or and we'll go from there. Okay, so I think I'm satisfied with the way this turned out. That's the secret, is just keep going at it, all in one direction, using this jig that I built so that these scratches are perfectly straight all the way across and not going zigzagging. Gives you the best results. So you can see all of the imperfection scratches are now removed. The print still is unaffected. I'm actually going to spray this down with a little bit of Windex. I don't know what about Windex does, but it sure does make aluminum shine. So I'm going to do that, and I have cleaned all the knobs. I've already gone through and serviced this by cleaning all of the potentiometers and loop them with the proper thing. The only problem I do need to do is resolve the on-off switch, which is down here. It's kind of sticky when you turn it on. I guess that's common with this model. So I need to deal with that next, and then we'll read some of these resistor values just to make sure that over 45 years or so they haven't gone out of tolerance. It sounds really good. Usually there's an update on these EEPROMs here too, so this op amp. So, and I might even take off these capacitors just to see how, if they're leaky, leaking DC voltage. So that would be my next project. So anyway, I'm about ready to get this panel back on, and it'll be like in showroom condition. Okay, we're all done. I think it looks really nice. Kind of give you a close-up view of no more scratches on the surface. The knob here works easy again. Easy to turn off and on. All of these work really smooth and no crackling noises when you adjust them. So it's like brand new again. All the resistors were still within the 5% tolerances that I could see, the ones I checked, so I'm not going to go any further with this. For now, sounds really good. So anyway, that's it, the SG 9500 Pioneer. Beautiful work of art, isn't it, guys? It was in 1978 through 1981 is when they sold these. They sold a ton of them. And they came out with the SG 9800, which wasn't nearly as popular. They had like little lights in each one of these, which was a big deal, right? So just more stuff to break. This is really a good workhorse equalizer. Anyway, on to another project. Do what you can, behave yourselves, folks. Thank you for watching, and have a great day. There you go, guys.